Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, we are continuing Wolverine and the X-Men. This is Season 1, Episode 20, Breakdown. There's many different things that could be referencing to, I'm thinking, for the title Breakdown. I mean, that could cover a lot of different things, so I'm not really sure. But what I'm really thinking about is the ending of the last episode, where, unfortunately, we saw Angel become Archangel, of course, under the control of Mr. Sinister. But the big thing on top of that big moment was the fact that at the end, his father, who had been working on a cure in secret, and of course his son found out, and it basically changed everything in terms of the father and son relationship between both of them. And at the end, his father telling that senator, the guy who's been basically anti-mutant since the beginning of the show, you know, starting the Sentinel program, all that kind of stuff, and just basically just anti-anything mutant, he tells him, I can no longer do this, and maybe we're the problem. Maybe humans are the problem here, and not so much all the mutants. And, of course, you know, I think that changes a lot of things moving forward. I wonder if that changes the future in any sort of sense. I'm not really sure. Maybe it doesn't, because the Sentinel program is now running, so I'm not really sure if the cure angle side of it, because it seems Sentinels just kind of take over in the future, and they're kind of destroying everything and anything in their path, essentially, to get to mutants. So I'm guessing that this cure thing was never meant to really move forward. Maybe it was always meant to be terminated in some sort of way. It was unfortunate that that conclusion was made by his father after everything that happened to his son, and him forcibly removing his son's wings by telling the doctors and stuff that remove his wings, save my son's life. That decision changed everything in terms of their relationship, and I don't think he'll ever be the same again in terms of, well, both of them won't ever be the same again. That doctor's saying, you guys should get therapy. That ain't going to happen. So I'm excited to get in this episode, because I feel like now we're getting into some really heavy drama. I mean, the show's been heavy drama throughout, but I'm really loving the show, as always, and I can't wait to see what they do with this episode, because, like I said, Breakdown could cover many different things, so I'm curious. Here we go, guys, episode 20. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Try to hit the helmet off. Nope.
Blast his helmet off.
Why is he... Point. Ooh. What?
Gene? You had me worried. Gene?
This is not real. Oh, exactly. Oh, shit. Whoa.
How many people got hurt?
You and Wolverine took the worst of it, but he's fine.
And he saved your life, so be grateful.
He got away.
Hmm.
What if I told you I could erase Jean from your memories?
What?
Completely?
I don't...
If that's what you want.
That would be
What?
a lot.
I end up like Logan?
Beginning. Oh.
Dad!
But only you and he made it.
Oh, so he's become Batman. Kidding.
Where is he?
2 years. Stop! Stop!
2
What
years?
do you have to do with Gene?
Jesus.
I don't know, Scott.
You trying to start something? Just
I don't...
leave me alone,
He
guys.
wasn't.
What? You started it. What's the matter? Can't back it up? Said leave me alone!
Oh, shit. Holy shit.
Hello, Scott. Who's there?
Professor.
My name is Charles Xavier. This is the first day of a very important journey in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, I know what you're going through. No, you don't. I'd like to take you away from here. To a place where you can see
Yeah.
how truly special you are.
Oh. Yeah. He's still learning, it's okay. Gene. Yes.
Hello, Gene.
Shy?
You both to meet a student of mine. Scott
Yes.
Summers. You must understand.
The X.
Changes everything.
Saw that X.
Does he want? He won't
Hey.
stay on his side.
Hello.
Eric, I'd like Jean to come and stay at the Institute. No, she's too young.
Well,
You can't protect her like I can.
that's true.
Dad, I'd like to go with them.
How can she ever reach her true potential if you insist on suppressing her powers? Because I see her as a person,
Yes.
not as a weapon.
Exactly.
You know.
What's he doing? Getting junk? Oh shit. Watch out. Nice. Good save. Back and forth. She's stronger than you. She's stronger than you.
Stare right at Magneto. We'll do this together.
Oh, that's what you get. That was good. Goodbye.
With a mutant like her, we can change the world.
No.
Which is why I will never let you take her.
Exactly. This.
Never say never.
Oh, come on.
But something went wrong. What happened?
Wolverine. In the meantime, this is Scott Summers.
Nice to meet you. Park that in the garage for me, please.
Park it for him. What an ass. That's an ass move.
I hear you read minds. I got a little memory problem. Thought maybe you could help.
Is
We both know the professor will be working with
what's happening here?
Yeah, but why have a bald old man in my head when I can have you? She can definitely do better.
She found
So that-
intriguing.
So that actually
Mysterious
happened that way?
and her with the tools to help him.
She was nice to the guy.
Exactly. Damn, I was like, he's not gonna let him walk away.
Stop it! Stop it! What is wrong with you?
You're taking his side?
Then you better hurry. He's leaving.
Okay, now we see. Okay, we're seeing the full perspective of what happens here.
I don't know. It went by too fast.
All right. We'll try it again.
Oh no! What's happening?
Can't be.
The Phoenix.
Scott. It was Jean. She caused the explosion.
That's so cool. That's a good reveal. Holy shit. After 20 episodes, we finally know what happened to the X-Mansion at the beginning of the show before it jumped to a year later with no answers. We finally found out why Jean Grey and Professor X disappeared. It wasn't some sort of explosion or bomb or something in a sense. It was the Phoenix Force within Jean Grey that caused both of them to disappear. And I kept thinking about what happened there in that flashback. And to see it unfold in this sense in terms of the memories of Scott and going through, of course, his kind of origin, in a sense, if you will, of the plane crash and then jumping ahead and then going to the X-Mansion and seeing the original X-Men uniforms and the original X-Men working together against Magneto, and he, of course, he's trying to get Jean Grey, and then it all tying into where they're in an argument, Jean and Cyclops, and they're going back and forth, and then it intertwines into what we originally saw at the beginning of the show. And what was really cool, they were able to slow down and see exactly what happened. The Phoenix Force rose within Jean, and it caused this massive explosion that just changed everything. It changed the course of the timeline of the X-Men and everything. It was insane. And they had been mentioning throughout the episode, even though us as X-Men fans, we know this, but just in case, if you're watching the show and you've never really read the comics or understand these characters, Jean is a very, very powerful mutant that Professor X wasn't trying to hold back in a sense of like not letting her have all of her powers, but essentially trying to protect her and not using her as a weapon like Magneto wanted to do with her. So they kept referencing that, even though we know that, but they kept saying, look, I'm helping her control her powers. Because he knows how dangerous Jean can be if she's unstable or if she can't control her powers. Because in this instance, she didn't have any control over that. And that happened, and look what happened to the X-Mansion. Look what happened to her, Professor X. Look what happened. It was craziness. And then everything changed. The X-Men disbanded, and then now they've come back together, of course, because Wolverine brought them back together, but also Professor X in the future said that we need the X-Men to come back together in your present, in my past. So a lot of craziness went down because of this moment. And to know it's the Phoenix Force is so exciting. I was quite surprised that Scott actually went along with the idea of maybe erasing Jean from his memories. But the opening was really interesting too, because it kind of makes sense that maybe he thought this might be the best option. Because as of right now, they presume that Jean is just gone forever. You know, she woke up sometime a few episodes ago, I think more than a few episodes ago at this point. And she doesn't know anything, she doesn't remember anything, so clearly something's up. Like, she doesn't know who she is. They're fighting Juggernaut, which Juggernaut didn't speak once. He just kept making noise. It was kind of irritating, but whatever. But he sees Jean. It's not Jean. She's not actually there. And then when he wakes up, he kisses Frost, thinking that's Jean. Like, oh, shit. But it makes sense because now Wolverine got hurt. People can potentially get hurt or even die because his mind is just not there. He just keeps thinking of Jean, and like that's all his mind is just wondering about, because he's trying to find her, because they found Professor X. Now they got to find Jean. So I wonder with the revelation of it being the Phoenix Force, what that's going to mean in terms of maybe how they can find her. I have no clue. I like that we got the flashback stuff, because it actually was making me, as we're seeing the flashbacks and Professor X first meeting Scott, giving him the glasses, or, you know, the beam, whatever, his glasses, and him using it, and me thinking, I would love an origin X-Men story. Like an origin story of the X-Men coming together within like a season 1 situation, and then building over time the roster of the characters and all that. That'd be really cool to see. And I don't know if X-Men Evolution did that, because people keep saying, you know, you need to react to X-Men Evolution. It's like, maybe one day, but maybe that's what that show does. But like watching what they're doing here, I would love to see within the continuity of this, like an origin of the X-Men or something, which it was just nice to have the flashbacks. Because usually, a lot of times, flashbacks, I don't really get that excited for, but when in the sense of this, where we're following Scott and learning about him joining the X-Men, and then Jean and how she was brought in, and how Magneto wanted to recruit her as a weapon, not so much as a human or person, you know what I'm saying? So, she's a mutant, not human, but you get my point. And so it was cool to see that, and to see the original X-Men lineup, and it was just trippy, but it, you know, and then to see that they brought in Wolverine, and I was like, Wolverine treating Jean like that, like kind of being like really forthcoming, like it felt kind of strange. But I'm wondering if maybe that's not exactly how it actually went down, and I don't know, because they were playing it like this is his memory of him being that much. I don't know. Maybe Wolverine needs to learn boundaries. Maybe that year in the future time jump made him realize, yeah, shit, I kind of fucked up. Maybe. But I really enjoyed this episode. I really did. I like the fact that it ended with a big reveal that I even forgot about thinking about that. Because I used to mention it quite a bit in the reactions and saying how, when are we going to find this out? Now we do. Now we did. Awesome. Awesome stuff. So what did you guys think of this episode? I really enjoyed it overall. I like the flashback stuff, and I like overall that Scott made a decision that he wasn't going to erase memories. I mean, it would be really horrible if he made the decision to erase the memories of Jean, and then for them to find her and he doesn't have that connection anymore, because their connection is strong, you know, Jean and Scott. So I'm glad that he made the decision not to do that, and then to go, no, we need to go back and look at that, like the explosion, because it was too fast, it was too quick, and he reacted and saw the Phoenix Force. Oh boy. Oh boy. But yeah, good stuff. I like how they tied it in with the first thing we see in the show before the time jump, which that was a nice reveal. So it's nice to finally go back and see that. And yeah, and we haven't seen Scott's brother, and they mentioned him in the episode. We haven't seen him. I don't know. Maybe we won't. Who knows? We only have a few more episodes left, unfortunately, until the show is sadly over. What did you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.